Welcome back, tech enthusiasts. Today, we're diving deep into the world of graphics processing units, specifically focusing on the best 1080 GPUs of 2024. Whether you're a hardcore gamer, a content creator, or a tech aficionado, finding the perfect GPU is crucial for achieving top-notch performance. So, without further ado, let's jump right in. Number 5. GeForce RTX 4090. For some, the best graphics card is the fastest card, regardless of price. Nvidia's GeForce RTX 4090 is designed specifically for this type of customer. It also marked the introduction of Nvidia's Ada Lovelace architecture, and it will be the most powerful card Nvidia has to offer, probably until 2025, when the next generation GPUs are expected. The RTX 4090 has a greater performance gap than the next closest Nvidia GPU. It outperforms the RTX 4080 in our suite of gaming benchmarks by 35%. It's also 51% faster than AMD's top-tier RX 7900 XTX, but costing around 60% more. To be clear, you will need a high refresh rate 4K monitor to get the most out of the RTX 4090. Number 4. Radeon RX 7900 XTX. The Red Team King is no longer with us. Long live the Red Team King. AMD's Radeon RX 7900 XTX is the company's fastest graphics card, and it ranks near the top of the lists, with a generational price increase to match. Officially priced at $999, the most affordable variants now start around $950, and supply has finally caught up to demand. The 7900 XTX is in high demand for good reason, since it features AMD's newest RDNA 3 architecture. This gives the 7900 XTX much higher compute power, as well as 33% more memory and bandwidth. When compared to the RX 6950 XT, the new GPU is 40% quicker at 4K, 30% faster at 1440p, and only 24% faster at 1080p. It also provides that performance gain without significantly affecting power consumption or graphics card size. AMD remains a viable option for anyone who isn't concerned with ray tracing. And when you consider the enormous impact to speed for typically minor benefits in image fidelity, we can see why. Still, the number of games that support RT is growing, and the majority of those also support Nvidia's DLSS technology, which AMD hasn't fully addressed, even if SSR2 can come close at times. If you want the best DXR/RT experience right now, Nvidia is still the clear winner. The new second-generation ray accelerators in the RX 7900 XTX enable 4K gaming on ultra settings with ray tracing on an AMD card, something that the previous flagship AMD card, that RX 6950 XT, couldn't quite achieve. Its rasterization performance is also second only to the RTX 4090, but that is an industrial-strength GPU disguised as consumer hardware. The RX 7900 XTX and XT use AMD's cutting-edge RDNA 3 architecture, which delivers excellent rasterization performance. Ray tracing remains a second-class citizen, and while quicker than the previous generation, AMD can't compete with Nvidia in DXR games, and that doesn't even include DLSS, which is still widely used. AMD had a huge bar to clear with the AMD Radeon RX 7900 XTX, and it pulls off a significant upset against Nvidia's rival RTX 4080 in every manner that it needed to. It isn't always the better graphics card in this or that test, and its ray tracing ability lags behind the RTX 4080, not to mention its creative performance. But with its outstanding overall performance and very competitive price point, it is exactly the type of enthusiast graphics card that our current era requires. Number 3. Nvidia GeForce RTX 3090. Despite being a last-generation GPU, The Nvidia RTX 3090 remains one of the greatest graphics cards available. No game more importantly, heavy graphics project will suffer from performance concerns with a huge 24 gigabytes of RAM. In reality, we were able to obtain 8K performance at 60 frames per second out of the 3090. However, even 3 years after its release, it is still an extremely pricey device, and it is quite huge, so it will most likely be too much GPU for most people. The Nvidia GeForce RTX 3090 is essentially a Titan replacement, meaning it's aimed more at the creative user tackling intense 3D and video rendering than the passionate gamer. Nonetheless, it is far less expensive than the Titan, making it a steal for creative artists used to spending a lot of money on their tools of the trade. The Nvidia GeForce RTX 3090 is the most powerful graphics card on the market today, offering playable 8K gaming performance, as well as jaw-dropping 3D rendering and encoding capabilities. However, this degree of strength comes at a hefty cost. The vast majority of users are unlikely to find it worthwhile, but for creative professionals, whom Nvidia is primarily targeting with this card, the RTX 3090 is a steal. The RTX 3090, like its smaller sibling, the RTX 3080, is based on Nvidia's Ampere architecture and employs the full-fat GA102 GPU. This time, we'll get 82 streaming multiprocessors, SM, for a total of 10,496 TUDA cores, 328 tensor cores, and 82 RT cores. The RTX 3090 also has 24 gigabytes of GDDR6X video memory on a 384-bit bus, resulting in 936 gigabytes of memory bandwidth, nearly a terabyte of data per second. Number 2, AMD Radeon RX 7800 XT. With the release of Navi 32, as well as the RX 7800 XT and RX 7700 XT, AMD has finalized its new RDNA 3 GPU family. The 7800 XT is clearly the better of the two cards. It's up to 20% faster and just 11% more expensive. That's not to claim it's a complete win. It's also only 5% faster than the old RX 6800 XT and has the same $500 starting price. It does, however, have a few advantages. Although overall performance is only marginally enhanced, the 7800 XT uses approximately 45% less power than the 6800 XT in our testing. Alternatively, it offers about the same performance as the 6900 XT, while consuming less power and costing less online. It also includes AV1 encoding capability and DP 2.1 video output, as well as better computing and AI capabilities. It's roughly 45% quicker in stable diffusion than the 6800 XT, for example. Given that Navi 22 powered the RX 6700 class GPUs, it would have made more sense for Navi 32 to power the RX 7700 class GPUs as well. In that situation, the generational jump from the 6700 XT to the RX 7800 XT would have been ideal, as the RX 7800 XT is roughly 60% faster. But then we'd have a new $499 MSRP gadget replacing a prior $479 MSRP card that's now retailing for approximately $320. Number 1, Nvidia GeForce RTX 4060 Ti. It's difficult to choose between the AMD Radeon RX 7700 XT and this, the 8GB version of the Nvidia GeForce RTX 4060 Ti for a quad HD-tuned PC. The Radeon is faster in non-ray traced, native res games and comes with greater VRAM, 12GB. But I'd still go with the RTX 4060 Ti. apart from being substantially less expensive than the RTX 7700 XT, some models of which cost almost as much as an RTX 7800 XT. Guys, that concludes our top 5 best 1080 GPU of 2024 list. All product links are in the description, which is updated with the lowest prices. Subscribe to our channel for more videos. Until then, we'll see you in the next video.